My name is Matei, and today's topic that I want to talk about is what does it really take to make it in the music industry? And what I'm about to tell you is, about a specific example because I have to be honest with you, there is like a thousand different blueprints potentially for this, but all the blueprints sort of are going to incorporate marketing, branding, or influencer marketing. Let me get to that in a second. But basically, I had one of our actually previous clients um, DM me on a post that I made about a week ago. One of the clients that is with us currently, we've marketed his video in the US to over 1 million views on YouTube just purely from running it as an ad. And, we also had different marketing methods kind of driving traffic to that YouTube video. But, anyways, it got above 1 million. And then one of our previous clients, who I guess didn't have enough funds to continue on with us, DM me is like, man, what does that really take? How much was that budget? So I told them, realistically, what a budget, what sort of budget it took to get a YouTube video to over 1 million views in the United States. This is not no gimmick. We're not advertising this video to foreign countries from to Egypt or Turkey or India to get cheap ass views. This is all in the US. And when I DM'd him the amount, he was like, damn, man, like, I don't know, first of all, if I can, spend that type of money. And, third of all, I may, by the time I'm able to spend that type of money, my creativity may run out. So what I basically told him, and not that this would have cost to get this video to 1 million views, but I told him the reality is in the music industry that for 90% of the cases, for 90% of the independent artists, you're going to have to spend one way or another anywhere between $75 to $150,000 in a span of a certain time period. I don't care if it's a year to 3 years to 5 years as an investment behind your branding, your marketing, advertising, the ability to travel, to network, and everything that's necessary to make it or to create a music career in the music industry. You're gonna have to spend an amount of money to create your music business into a viable enterprise, meaning that now you are in a position where you can tour, sell merchandise, you have a big enough fan base, you understand how to retarget your fan base, you understand how to create the right connections in order to get in front of the right people, the venues, and all of that. So when I told him that amount, I was like, look, it's not like you have to spend that 100,000. Let's say that was the amount in the 6 months. Now, major labels are able to do that, and they spend more than that to get an artist off the ground to make them a viable, revenue positive product. But you could spend that 100 across, 3 to 5 years. But that's when he made the comment, basically saying like, man, I think my creativity is going to run out in that amount of time. And then I just told him like, look, at the end of the day, if you love what you do and you're willing to do it for free, regardless, your creativity shouldn't run out. Because if you're not getting paid for it, you're probably doing it for free because you love it that much. And if you love it that much, you'll find a way, right? That's why I stress the business education so much, because it's not just about the creation of the music, the content, the product. You have to start understanding essentially business 101 concepts to be able to understand how to take a particular product or content from point A to point Z in terms of generating a fan base, generating a revenue, or really converting that fan base into a revenue over time. So, I think that's the reality that you have to face, because if you were to look at this, if you look at the music industry as an investment, or you as an artist as a smart financial investment to create a viable career for you to not only to survive off of, but potentially be one of the greats, whether it's independently or later partnering with a label. If you're looking at that strategy as a viable, smart financial investment, then you're way off, because investing into your music, I'm just going to be real with you, into a music business is a very risky predicament. The industry's saturated. There's a lot of, it's not regulated. There's a lot of bullshit practices going on. As you guys know firsthand, just like I had to learn years ago, there's a lot of scamming going on. So before you even are able to doing things the right way, you may literally spend $5,000 to $10,000 on getting scammed to learn what not to do. But this is the reality of the music industry. And I'll tell you a little bit of story about my business when I had to transition into sort of relying on the music industry for income. Now I already had a studio in my entire house basement was converted into a studio, so that was the first thing I was able to get to revenue positive either between me taking on clients for mixing and mastering, recording, producing, whatever, or my engineers coming in, bringing their own clients. That was the first sort of business line that I had that was returning positive revenue. But I knew that the studio business was a dying business in this industry, because nowadays anyone with a you know quality condenser microphone, a preamp, laptop, and some skills on FL Studio or Pro Tools can essentially create the same product as you had to go to a studio for back in the day. That's a different topic. But then when I started to kind of advertise my brand and the knowledge, not just the knowledge in the music industry, what I learned to that point, but also taking the action and executing on growing my brand, growing my artist brand, growing my producer's brand. I My hypothesis was that I would have had to give away free information and basically just show what I'm doing for somewhere around a year to year and a half, and build up a certain amount of demand through followers on Instagram and Facebook before any, legit business would have started coming in. My hypothesis was that I was going to have around 20,000 followers cumulative across Instagram and Facebook. But to my surprise, the business started coming in earlier, around 15 thousand followers. But this whole time that I am spending hours per day of creating this information and executing on growing these brands, I was also spending money to advertise my brand from day one, never stopped, right? So a year and a half later, probably 15 or $20,000 later, in just sheer ad spend investment, now money's coming back in. But to my surprise, we scaled very fast. I was able to hire employees sort of fast, and the trust from my followers, and basically them watching me execute and showing real results for a year and a half, spoke volumes. And that's how we ended up getting the clients. I never even had to sell really what we're doing. Even to this day, I don't really actively tell you guys what services we're providing. I just tell you what we do. I talk about the results that we bring, and majority of the time, you guys will end up messaging me, asking me what do we actually do, and then if you're interested, and if you have the budget, then we can move to the next level. But I want to give you that story because I knew that I was going to have the patience for a year and a half to possibly even 2 years to grow a brand or demand, sort of for these services to come in, to actually have a viable company. Same for you as an artist. If you're not patient, and if you're looking for a quick, get rich quick scheme in this business to actually make it, you're making a huge mistake. And it's better for you to be realistic, and it's better for you to be patient, and it's better for you to understand that music is not the only piece of the puzzle that you have to perfect. You also have to gain some business knowledge and operate accordingly. If learn those aspects and accept them, you'll be a lot better off, because then you'll fall in love with the process. Then you'll know that you can actually create a viable blueprint for success, that you can actually create a viable strategy to get from point A to point Z. But this is the topic I kind of wanted to talk about today. I hope that helps a little bit to give you some realistic perspective of what it takes to really make it in this industry. And be excited about it, because yes, it's going to take money, a lot of money, in marketing and advertising. But today in 2020, we've never had so many tools and different streams of revenue that are possible out of this. Then we never had this before. So that's the exciting part, in my opinion. So I'm going to leave you with that. As always, have a blessed day. Stay safe, especially amidst this COVID-19 crisis. And I'm going to see you guys tomorrow when I go live again on YouTube. And until then, peace.